Hello, and welcome to the September 2025 monthly energy update. So a lot of people have been asking me to go live for September. Normally, I pre-record these energy updates and forecasts, but I heard y'all. You want to go live, so you can comment on YouTube or Facebook. I will see it. If I like what I see, I'll put it on the stream, and you can interact with me if you would like. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up because I just want to make sure that the stream is working, audio is working properly, video is working properly. Just give me a thumbs up to let me know if you can in the chat, whether that's on Facebook or YouTube. That way I know if you can hear me. Okay, somebody gave me a thumbs up. That's good. Awesome. So if you are here, let me first just begin by saying this is a long form video. Okay, long form, meaning if you're here for just some quick tips and you want to get right to it, not going to happen. This is a sit monthly energy forecast. You want to do my other videos, totally fine. But this is a hang, this is a sit. We're going to talk about stuff. We're going to engage in discussions. We're going to get to what's going on in September. We're going to get to the eclipse season. I'm very excited. Joe Fox, he's been watching for a really long time. I don't know about that picture though. That's a little scary. Is that for Halloween? I don't know. Even though I'm an intuitive medium, I don't know about that picture. Is that a gorilla? No idea. Taryn, good to see you. I was on Taryn's podcast a while ago. Chicky, love the names. Now, see, this is spiritual. That's good. All right. So anyway, we're back. And this is not edited. So normally my September forecasts are edited. You can ensure that there's going to be some surprises today. There's probably going to be some messages. Who knows, right? I got my Krispy Kreme mug. Krispy Kreme, everybody thinks Krispy Kreme's around their area, but in my area, I think that's where it all began. We have one of the original Krispy Kremes, and nothing like a good cold donut on a hot day, or hot donut on a cold day, right? Eleanor, good to see you. Okay, so if I'm reading on the screen for long periods of time, I got a little like motion stuff going on. So these are some blue light glasses. And I am wearing my yellow in honor of the eclipse season with the dog and the Rehoboth. So if you guys have been to Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, let me know. So yeah, this is not too formal. Like I said, this is casual. Eleanor, you like the glasses? Good to see you. Oh, Eleanor, I recognize you. You are in our Mastering Momentum membership. Hello. Good to see you. I'm hoping you're loving everything there. Chicky, oh, this is the first time you're live. I've been going live for years, but I'm so glad you see me live. Awesome. Good to see everybody. All right, so let me just get to some of the things here. You know, I love to do my announcements first, and then we're going to get into, so I'll lay it out for you. Okay. Chicky is the cat's name. Okay, cool. Cats' names are weird. I love weird cats' names. I've always had cats. My cats' names are weird. They also have last names. All right. So this is how it's going to roll today. We are going to go through the announcements. I'm going to go on some riffs about a few things. We're going to do a hang. I'd invite you to grab your mug of tea, grab your mug of choice, and have a sit with me. This is not supposed to be traditional YouTube, like tip 1, tip 2, tip 3. No, this is channeled right as you're seeing it raw. People like it. My fans like it that have been with me a long time. If you don't like it, go to somebody that does tips in 5 seconds. I don't. All right. So what we're going to do, announcements like we normally do. That's our chill thing that we do. Then we're going to go over the theme of the month. I'm going to go over the channeled forecast. I did channel it right before I came on today. So I will be looking at some notes for that. We're going to look at the eclipses when they're coming and how that overlays onto my energy forecast. And then we're going to talk about some things you could do. And if you have questions, you have comments, you have things you want to say. Now, this is all about, I'm all about good conversations, good connections. I just want to tell you, it's all about right now in the energy, creating more than you're consuming. If you're sitting and consuming more than you're creating, you're not getting your stuff out there. Make sure you're getting your stuff out there. 2 ways to heighten your vibration immediately. No, like in 5 days, you will feel so much better. Number 1, stop watching the news or any negative things like every single day, getting yourself all hyped up and your nervous system out of balance. And number 2, beware of what you're speaking and you're writing. So if you are speaking negatively, if you were speaking about all your trials and tribulations, if you're putting it out there and venting about all the things that are going wrong, or you're writing about it on the internet, it's just keeping you low in vibration. So if you do those couple things and stay away from too much stimulation, you are going to feel better in a week. Not to say you don't want to know about some things that are going on in the world. That's fine. But if you are just going on to the news, getting hyped up every day, all day long, listening to all stuff, texting people about the news, no, you're going to keep yourself in low vibration, fear, worry, anxiety. So those are my 3 tips. 3 tips. You want to heighten your vibration. Believe me, it works. 5 days, it works. All right. So let's get into the announcements. And if you're here, I'd be happy to say hi, Michael Ruff. Oh my God. Michael Ruff, South Jersey Smiles. That's all I have to say. Michael Ruff, hi. It's been so long. Michael Ruff has been a client of mine for like 20 years. Okay. He's been around. He's sponsored our Intuitive radio show. He used to be a holistic dentist. He plays basketball. I don't know what he's doing now. I think he lives in Florida, but we love Michael Ruff. South Jersey Smiles. I will always say South Jersey Smiles, even if he's not smiling. Okay, Trez, good to see you. Lise, 911. Your dog has her own song? Great. My cats had their own Christmas album one year. Agree. Hi. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's get into it. So, the glasses. Yes, blue light glasses. And now, this is the energy forecast for September 2025. If you are new, I've been doing this 25 years, intuitive channel, medium, transformational guide, somatic coach, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's just telling you that I've been doing this a long time. These energy forecasts are meant to be themes for the month, showing you the energetic overlay of the month. We go through some specific highlighted dates. We go through the cosmic energies. But I also have messages to humanity on a global scale. And I did both of those, one in mid-June and one, excuse me, last week. And you can find those. Next Level Soul with Alex Ferrari. I did an interview with him. That really went crazy. So if you want to check that out, I'll have the link below. And also I did a podcast interview with Jeff Mara on his podcast on YouTube about the information crash that I believe is coming. And I'll talk about that in a minute. And then I did a follow-up video on my YouTube channel going into a little bit more depth about what I mean by an information crash. Okay. Sometimes it's not literal. Sometimes it's figurative. It could be both, but yes. Stacy, yes, love Alex. Alex is awesome. We had a wonderful interview. If you didn't see it, you definitely want to see it. It was a great time. So if you're new, I do these energy forecasts for the first of every month. You want to check out August, and then you want to check out September. Okay, so you want to know that there are flows between the transitions of each month going into the next month. Oh, Chicky, you got both. Great. Awesome. I'm so sorry. I'm so happy you saw both. See, I'm very excited. If I go live, you're going to see me like squirrel. Oh, comment squirrel. If you can't deal with it, just watch the replay, fast forward. But like I said, if you're going live, you guys wanted me to go live. It's not going to be as polished. It's not going to be edited. It's just going to be me hanging out with my Krispy Kreme mug. You're seeing it all day long. And if it's boring, go somewhere else. All right. Although I think it's engaging and fun. All right. So let's see. Yes. So I'm going to be talking about the information crash a little bit. If you want to learn more about it, go to the link in the description. And then I want to talk about how it's already starting. Okay. What I was seeing is already beginning. If you just go to some retail stores, you will see the start of this. Now, over the past couple of years, I love home goods. Okay. Love home goods. I love going there. I do interior design. I do all that kind of stuff. Right. So thanks, Jennifer. Thanks, Joe. Squirrel. See the squirrel. Love real stuff. Yes, Jennifer. Jennifer's also in our membership. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. So the last few years, now, I'm a child of the 80s. Okay. That means like when it's Christmas time, when it's Halloween, when it's Thanksgiving, you go and get excited about that holiday. You go and get excited. You go and you look around the store, and then the day before or like an hour before, there's last minute shopping, right? Well, I go to Home Goods all the time. Last couple of years, the stuff kept coming out earlier and earlier, right? Just kept coming out earlier and earlier and earlier. All of a sudden, it's July and Halloween stuff's out. Okay. Now I'm there last week. Halloween stuff's almost gone. It's not even September yet. And they're already putting Christmas stuff out. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we cannot even be present with our holidays. Things are moving way too fast. And it's just taken away the connection and the presence. Just shows how disconnected this world is becoming. And the overwhelm is just going to continue to pile on for most people. The disconnection is going to continue to pile on. You're seeing more and more retreats now that are like people just wanting to go, not to like get away and get more information, but just wanting to go get away from their phones and disconnect and be like in connection with people. Okay. So you're going to start seeing, if you're already seeing signs of this, the whole retail thing really bothers me because you can't even enjoy the holidays anymore. They're just like fast forwarding time. So that's just an example of how things are starting already. So we have the Eclipse doorway coming this month. And a lot of people have been asking about readings, my mentorship, and everything else we have going on, because we have 2 websites right now and we're condensing everything. So it's a little bit confusing. So I am on a wait list for one-on-one sessions. You can go to marisalizapel.com, put your name on there. It's first come, first serve. Whenever we have something, I open it up. Whoever gets it. Our Ascend mentorship, we cap it. I work with a very small number of women, 12-month trauma resolution program. And that is right now for September. We are full, but we are accepting waitlist applications on my website as well. I cap that group at 30 people at a time. And then I have my membership. So those are the 3 ways you can work with me. The membership, you want to get started on the somatic expansion journey. Men, women, you're all welcome. That is all the pre-work anyway for my Ascend mentorship. And that link is below. A lot of people that are here are in the mentorship. It is my whole 3-step system pathway, from the expansion, the somatic expansion work, to the intuitive development work, and to the aligned expansion. It's a 3-tier process, and you can do it all DIY. I'm in there almost every day commenting and hanging out. So those are the 3 ways right now to work with me. I know a lot of people are confused because I have so many things going on, but that's it. All right. Let's see. All right. We're going to start with the theme of the month, and feel free to comment, ask questions. I am here. That's the whole purpose of me doing this live. So theme of the month, I talked about how August was a rest and reset, renew, like radical self-care month, and it went slow, but it was all about being in stillness, being connected, and taking care of yourself, because I talked about September just really moving forward in terms of launches, projects, careers, anything that you're passionate about moving forward. Not so much about like love or relationships. I know we all love that. That's coming in October and November. But this month is all about moving toward your dreams and goals. And it is fast paced, but it's not a pace where it's running ahead of you, if that makes sense. So sometimes when we have fast paced months, the months are running ahead of us, and then we're trying to catch up with it, and we're just going around in circles like, chickens scattered around. Right. But that's not the case with September. It's a very intentional month, and I want you to become intentional with it. So there's a theme of September, and the theme is, I think I'd like to put it up here on the banner. I'm going to create a banner right now, live right here for you. And I'm going to put it up, what the theme is, even though it's a fast-paced month. Okay. So you're going to have to wait until I write the banner. Okay. Just be patient. All right. Let me put an emoji. There we go. Let's see. Okay. So here is the theme. This is the theme. Can you believe it? It's like one of the fastest months of the year, and the months where we can see a launch in all of our projects, especially businesses, especially entrepreneurs, especially people that are moving forward in their personal and professional goals. Okay. If you're retired, let's say that. If you don't work, or if you're doing, this is stuff that your dream goals. Okay. It doesn't have to be with a corporation, doesn't have to be at the company, it doesn't have to be your own business, but this is personal projects. Okay. This month is very, very, very important with that. All right. So while the energies of this month favor fast movement and a lot going on, there's going to be a steadiness to it. Okay. And a sense of time moving alongside of it. So we normally don't see that. We normally see when there's a launch month, we are moving to keep up with it. Like I said, it's not going to happen this month. So you're going to have a lot to move forward with, and a lot to pack in, but it can all get done without too much stress. And I'm going to talk about how we can get there. This is because the streamlined element and energy of September. All right. So in the past 3 years or so, it seemed like advice could have been a bit confusing, especially when it came to key decisions, careers, and passions, and especially for those who own businesses. So you may have invested in multiple ways to grow your projects or businesses, getting advice from all over the place, or putting money into advice and how to move your life forward. And you might have met some great people, met some great minds. This is all well and good. And you may have had multiple options of people assisting you, providing advice. Like I said, it could be on your personal, professional goals, whatever it is. However, the methods may have all been different, may have gotten confusing. So you may have entered the spring months of 2025 still being very confused about your direction with little to show for it for all your efforts. Okay. So you may have been spinning, working very hard, doing everything you needed to do, but you sought out multiple avenues and there was lots of advice. And you're like, well, if I finally reach out for help, that'll be great because I normally don't reach out for help. Usually high achievers, usually high achievers, right? High achievers, spiritual seekers, people that are moving forward in their personal development. We all want good people to listen to and to follow. But sometimes when you have people from different walks of life or different things they have to say, it's just kind of putting you again in a circle. So anyway, let's look at this. So multiple avenues to choose from up until the spring months of 2025, where you did a lot of work, but you're still being confused about your direction with little to show as far as like launching you higher. Okay. But you've done a lot of work. So that's a good thing. So even though you may have had more help than usual, it still seemed it only moved the needle a little bit. So movement up until I would say even April, May 2025 was slow, even though you're busting your butt. All right. So until the midsummer, mid-June, the energies finally changed. And there has been a launch of a new direction and a set of ideas, which is moving you forward on its own. So if you are in alignment, if you are truly in alignment, you do not have to push, you do not have to force, the energies will align and you will move forward. And it's not about just getting the opportunity, it's about stepping into the opportunity, holding, keeping, and maintaining that vibration. And that is done through the inner work of somatic expansion. If you have limited capacity or you're at your full capacity, it's going to be very hard to step into the goal, even though you know it, to hold on to it, maintain it, and keep the frequency. So you're coming into a time where you're going to be focusing on more balanced self-care with streamlined operations and whatever you're doing. So that's really good news, right? So let's talk about that. Normally, if you're busting your butt with work or you're moving fast or the energies are moving fast, it's very hard to get into self-care. This month, you're going to finally feel like you can move along with time, get the things done you need to get done, and also balancing your self-care in with it all. I mean, isn't that a miracle? So if you've already started the energy of streamlining, you're in the right energy. So the other notable part to September 2025 is that it won't allow you to go down to multiple roads of advice. That's the interesting part of September 2025. You'll have people providing you exact direction on what needs to happen and when, if you seek out the direction. Even if you go in the wrong direction on your intuition, you meet someone, you're like, I want to do this. They're going to say, not for you. Go to this person. Okay. You're going to get such strong direction. And there's no way for you to be like, well, this person said this, and this person said this, and this person said this. There's not going to be multiple avenues because September is going to be sharp. You're going to get the exact direction on what you need to go and when, and you will not be conflicted, at least in your head and with your own ideas, because sometimes your own ideas are just that. They're just your own ideas. So the thing is that your intuition, though, can guide you to a person you think is the answer. Okay. So like the other day, my intuition told me, make this appointment with this person to ask about this situation. Now, this wasn't a psychic thing or intuitive thing. It was just a practical thing that I needed to reach out to someone. And they said, you know what? You're like, you need to talk to this person. Like, I'm not even the right person to talk to. I'm like, oh, good. Like, but if I didn't go to that person and I didn't follow my intuition and flow with the inner GPS I got, I wouldn't be led to that next person, right? So it's all about illuminating the next step, not knowing the whole future endpoint. Okay. Because the journey is part of it. Our intuition is going to lead us to do strange things that don't necessarily make sense, aren't logical, so that we could get to the next illumination point where somebody holds a lantern up and they say, this is your next step. And then we have the inner capacity to go with that and trust that. Okay. So this month, sharp to the point, and there is no room on guessing where you stand, where others stand, or where you're meant to go. You couldn't even try to do this. Last 3 years, it was easy. You could just pick and choose whoever you want to get advice from. Now the universe is saying, no, we're going to lead you to the right person. They're going to tell you what to do. And now the inner work is important and the somatic expansion is important for you to step into that. So that's where the body comes in. That's where the science comes in. And that's where the spirituality all comes in together. Intuition is GPS and flow. Body is science, logic, and stepping point, practical stuff. Okay, we have to combine the two of them. But the thing is, you're getting the right information. It's all up to you if you decide to go with it. So the next step is following through with what you're meant to do and following the plan exactly as it's laid out. No fluff, no complication, no going back and forth on ideas of what is required. So you will not even be even able to go through doors that you want to go through because those people wouldn't even let you in the door. Okay. So usually people are like, I just need to know which way to go, right? That's what people say. I just need to know which way to go. But that's not really what they need. That's not really what they need, because once you tell them where to go, and believe me, I've done this for a very, very long time, they're like, I don't know how to do it, right? So people think they need an answer, but what they need is the ability to step into the answer and not follow the familiar patterns. We'll get into that in a second. So now you're going to have to streamline, and you must step in not with an intensity all at once, but in a very step-by-step steady way this month to get what you need done. It's not like throwing darts at the dartboard, seeing if it sticks. It's not all of a sudden throwing yourself in 100 hours of work to finish something. It's every day taking those micro steps toward the goal. And remember the theme of the month, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So I didn't go squirrely on you there. So before I go to the next section of the forecast, I want to go to the chat and see where everybody's at the moment. All right. Michael, hello from Germany. Yes, we're having some people from all walks of life in the world. Good to see you. I know you were in our free group at one point. It was good to see you again. Yes, and I do know all of you, even though you don't think I know who you are. I do know who you are. So let me know if that's making sense so far with the energies of the forecast. And just remember that September is all about moving with time and moving with self-care in addition to taking the steps that you need to take. Warm Arizona greetings. Oh, thank you, Terry. Awesome. Yes, I'm looking forward to the fall. I like hoodie weather. I like Krispy Kreme, All right. And I'm drinking some, here, I'll show you what people always wonder these things. So this is what I'm drinking. The organic Rubios chai, the Harney and Sons. It's very good. And I don't think there's any caffeine in it. But yeah, this is what I'm drinking. It's very good. Yes, Amy. Hi, Amy. Yes, Amy is actually in our mentorship. She's in one of our Send in a Line mentorees. And so she's doing the big deal. She's in the big thing where she's throwing herself into the work at a large level, and she's doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Yes, Amy, thanks for being here. All right. So here's the thing. We're going to talk about, it's not the what to your purpose, it's the how. So we're going to talk about this for September also. Oh, I got a squirrel. Sorry. Let me see. Michael says, leaving for Greece, Egypt, and France this month. Life is good. Yes, live in Hollywood, Florida now. Wow, you are traveling. That's amazing. That's awesome. Yeah, so you're not in New Jersey anymore. You're going to Greece and Egypt and France, not New Jersey. That's very good. I'm not in New Jersey anymore either. Let's see. Oh, sorry. It's going to say check your DMs, but that's just an automated message. I don't know where that came from. Chicky. Awesome. Yes. If you just send a message to our office, like I said, I am on a wait list for sessions, as far as one-to-one sessions, But the easiest way to work with me is to do the work is to come into our membership. That's the easiest way. Okay, so let me talk about why people think readings are the answer, especially with September, and it's really not the answer. So the reason why so many people want readings, right? It's to relieve their anxiety about the future, right? It has to do with thinking that having the answer to what am I supposed to do will get them to do it. And that cannot be further from the truth. I know people think that's what they want, but it's not really what they need or what is going to get them to the next step. So, in my over 2 decades of doing this, I can tell you that while most insights from the sessions are validated, very few of my directions during a one-on-one session or a reading are followed by people. Most people keep repeating their patterns and hope a pattern interrupt will just happen magically and that everything will just fall into place on its own while they still keep making the same decisions and not doing any work. So that's what people hope for. They're hoping for, if they get a reading, that it's just going to be magically like great things are going to happen. But yet they're taking the actions in the world. And I believe our future is free will based. So we do have to hit destiny points in life. We do have to hit these points that we came here to the earth, and there are some people we're supposed to meet. There are some things we're supposed to come to, but the rest of it is a choose your own adventure story based on your vibration, right? And where you're headed. So it just people keep repeating their patterns because they're not like they want the answer, but then they get the answer. They say, oh yeah, that would be the healthier choice, but I don't know how I'm going to get out of this situation, or I don't know how I'm going to do that. And it doesn't just magically happen. You actually have to develop inner capacity to be able to step into that new situation, right? Every time I go up in, with my business, or I do something personally that I haven't been able to do yet, or a goal that I want to reach, my system triggers, right? My system doesn't have the capacity yet. So what we do is we release activation through the nervous system work, and then we increase the capacity through action and integration and coaching. But then once we're in the body, the GPS system of the intuition comes on. And then we need to help people to realize like what those messages are and what they mean and how to believe that like they can trust themselves, right? So it's a 3-step process. It just doesn't work with getting the answer of what is my purpose or what am I supposed to do. Stepping into the doorway of purpose is actually the hardest part. And that's where the subtle voices get overridden by a lot of stories of the nervous system telling it to go down the familiar road instead. So in fact, the nervous system is very smart. It comes up with a lot of stories of why action needs to be procrastinated on, like pushed off, or why it just isn't the best option right now. And later, when things are more settled, then we'll take action. The reason why things aren't settled is because we're in the pattern in the first place. So nothing changes if nothing changes. So really. So what is the true purpose, right? We're going to get into this now too. Let me get back to the chat. If anybody has any questions on what I just said or needs some clarification, or you want to spark a discussion where I go off on another tangent, feel free because I have all my channeled notes, and you could see that I channeled before I, started doing this. I need to have the channel notes, but I'm very open to riffing on another subject, or if you have something to say about that, we can riff and go in the other direction. All right. So where was I? The true purpose, back to the true purpose. So a lot of people want to know their true purpose. And when I tell you they aren't ready for it, I mean it. And what does this mean? So your spirit, your true spirit in its most awakened, heightened, and enlightened state is so incredibly powerful. And some people who just claim to want to know their purpose don't even recognize it as a possibility when I tell it to them. And they write it off as crazy when they hear it because it is so far off of where they are now. It is so far off of what they're doing in their life right now because they are living in such a small capacity window, right? So if I'm like, yeah, you're supposed to be a famous speaker and author, and they're, just at home eating bonbons, doing the laundry, and in a 9-to-5 job that they hate, they're going to be like, this woman is absolutely nuts, right? So it actually doesn't do anybody any good to hear about their highest purpose if they're not working toward heightening their vibration, because they can't even just hearing that, their nervous system shuts it down. Their nervous system is like, whoa, that electric fence just gets zapped right away because they're like, I can't even think about that. That is so far off of what I could think about. We had our retreat a few months back, and we did a session called embodied visioning. And I'm like, I just want you to stretch your manifestations. I want you to stretch your vision of what you want in your life. Like, just stretch it. Imagine, just go nuts. And people couldn't even like stretch it without thinking it was realistic. Like, I'm like, stretch it further, let's go deeper. And it was actually triggering people to think about like leaving their home and traveling, or, just going and doing their dream of like living on a beach for a month. They're like, well, I can't leave home. I have too many responsibilities and I can't do this. And you could see they went from very calm to talking very fast, and they were in fight or flight. So even thinking about that next step can sometimes put us back into not even taking action on it. So even hearing about purpose, or the answer that you think it is, can activate the nervous system protections, as they aren't even they can't even think that high for themselves to begin with, because the inner capacity is limited. So hearing the full purpose isn't even the answer either, but people think it is. So let me see. Yes, every day is an opportunity. That's right, for sure. All right. So let's say, so what is it? Okay. So the universe has a plan for everyone here in this area of time and in this area of humanity. If you are here, you're here for the greater good of the planet, to help raise consciousness in some way. It doesn't have to be a huge mission, but your mission can impact many people. And it's so easy to think that maybe what you're doing is irrelevant, but that's not necessarily true. So the point of getting insight right now from a mentor, from a coach, from even somebody doing intuitive work, right, is to use your intuition to follow the pathway to the next step and allow it to be illuminated. So the way that I run my life now, since I'm back in the body and I have my intuition on for myself, because for a long time I only had it on for other people, is if I hear the most random thing, like go down the street, take a right, and go in that coffee shop, and I'm like, well, I was planning to go to a meeting for work or go to the gym. Most of the time, I'm not saying 100% of the time, I will follow it, because I know that that's how it works. And if I'm in alignment, and if I'm saying I want to go to my highest level possible, my intuition comes first. A lot of people follow logic. Intuition comes first. The logic is in the body. If we're not in the body and we're floating around everywhere to mind, body, spirit fair with crystals and affirmations and thinking things are magically just going to flower and bloom, that's way out there for where the universe is now. I'm not saying it's fun, because I have crystals too, but it's not going to be the answer, right? So the answer is in the every second of every single day, using your intuition, not just for big decisions, not just when you have to use it to like figure something out, but every day. And that's going to lead you to your highest road. But in order to do that, we need to have the capacity to trust ourselves. And if we're only in our head and our body is not aligned, then we're not able to do that. So it's so easy to think that maybe what you're doing right now is not part of raising consciousness, but that's where your true purpose is. And it also, people think, oh, my purpose is helping people. And a lot of codependent people are highly sensitive. Your purpose is not helping people. Your purpose is not dragging people out of the muck and saying, come on, get unstuck. Come on, help yourself. No, especially now at this point in time, your purpose is to get to your purpose, and is doing what you're obsessed with doing, how you're helping the world. And that's going to inspire people to get to their purpose, right? You are inspiring people to change. You are inspiring people to think higher. You're not trying to solve their problems for them, because that lowers your vibration and it puts you in a different place anyway, right? We're not here to pick everybody up that doesn't want to do the work. So if you're running on limited capacity, you're going to get zapped into running back into familiar roads. So you must expand your inner awareness, especially right now, and your inner capacity to be able to take the next steps in faith from what is illuminated only as your next step, and your next step only, and follow the guidance of the dim lantern light, the slow sage. That's what you want to think about. You're only going to the next stepping stone, right? I see a lot of people come into this work and they're like, I want results right away. I want healing. I want results right away. And it's like, wait a second, it took you 30 or 40 years of layers of trauma and stress and societal pressure to get to this point. Do you really think you're going to come in and just barrel through healing? No, it does not work that way. We have to unravel this big, big yarn, and it takes some time, but the steps are very simple if you follow them. So I'm not going to lead you astray, but if you try to force and rush and push ahead in September, that will lead you astray. So I want to get to that. So the point is that the universe uses your intuition as a GPS system. It is not linear, it is not structured, it is flow. So there's no logic to it. You must have the capacity inside to then come back to self-trust. And that's where the somatic expansion work is the most important. Otherwise, you're going to externalize your insight, your advice, and trust other people with your life. And you not know it. So intellectual knowledge is not going to get you anywhere at this point in time. Secondly, the way to step into it requires structure and a nervous system that is online and connected. So that's in science, like that's in the body and not stuck in a loop. Because then it will surely tell you not to follow your intuition, but rather follow your protections in the form of anxiety and worry and stories of why it can't happen now. Okay. So this is exactly the work that I added to my practice after 20 years. For the last 10 is the somatic expansion work. That I always knew that there was a piece missing and why my clients weren't like getting the results that they needed. And that's the work that I put together when I channeled the 3-step soul system, the 3-step soul system, which includes, yes, we need our intuition, our intuitive work, but not for other people. It's not for readings. It's for our own intuition, our own inner guidance, right? We also need to focus on the body and come back home, because the body holds the DNA to our purpose. We chose this body to be able to fulfill it. So why are we forgetting about it? Somatic expansion, nervous system line. Then manifesting, I don't like that term, even though it's been used widely. I think about it more as intentional alignment and only following the things that are going to get us to our highest level. And if we don't have self-trust and we aren't grounded in our purpose, then we're going to be manifesting from a place of scatteredness and survival, which we don't want. So you can find out more about this, the 3-step soul system and the membership in the description of this video. I'm there every day and my whole system is there. It's like a DIY process. So there are 3 elements to it. We just talked about that. And it's only about to take you to your highest intentional path. So no more mindless activities or things that won't bring you higher. In September, you don't want to do that. You want to really streamline. So it is science, number 1. And it is spirituality, number 2. We can't forget the inner work that needs to be done to trust our inner guidance and also step into it. Going at things intensely this month and in a fast-paced manner will get you right back to where you started. So slow and steady wins the race. All right. I'm going to come back to the chat and then we're going to get into the cosmic energies of this month. So that was a lot. I know it was a lot I threw at you at once, but most of you are still here. So hello, hello, hello. I'm going to take a drink. All right. Let's see. Like leaving my dental practice and reinventing my life. You said to fire all my employees. You're kind of right. I was supposed to leave. Yeah. So Michael did some business consulting with me because I work with business owners a lot. And usually we have to work with the business owner, right? It's not just about what's going on in the business. It's all a reflection from that core center and it all radiates outward, right? If we have codependence issues, we're going to be hiring people, we're going to be having people in our companies or having people working for us that have a lot of the same stuff going on. So yeah, I did tell Michael to fire all his employees. I guess he did and he left. So now you're going to Greece and everything. So I'm really proud of you. This is a great question, Terry. Do you believe that your purpose is often written in the stars like astrology? So astrology is also a map. It's a guideline. It's showing the potential destiny points that we have and the different astrology is like more about timing. I'm not an astrologer, but I do have people that I go to and that I send my clients to. It is a science. Like it is like a math science. It's not just like, hey, what's your sun sign? Right. So astrology is really meant to show you timing of when things are good to step into them, take action, all that stuff. And yes, there are certain things that are in there, like I said, like with your life path, where we hit destiny points. Like you're on the other side, you have soul groups, people come here and you remember them, right? Either from past life or you remember that you have something important to do. So we're supposed to meet those people. But as far as how we live, as far as how much fulfillment we have, as far as how much we create in the world, as far as how much capacity we have to, like, I know what you think it's about others, but being with ourselves allows us to serve on the greatest level possible. So yes, there is so much free will. Back up my trail, bark up my trail. Manifestation equals intentional. I'm not sure what you mean, bark up my trail. Let me know. I'll be happy to answer. Hi, Alexander. Oh, wonderful picture. Beautiful picture. Love it. The capacity to trust ourselves. So true. Yes. I can tell you that I was on TV, on the radio for a very long time since I was very young, and telling people things that I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. Right. But yet, when it came to my own decisions, I couldn't make my own choices or figure it out for myself. And I'm like, how could I have this gift for so many other people? And I don't like, I can't make a decision about what to eat at a restaurant or who to have in my life or like if I should go, if I should stay with this relationship. It was always so confusing. And I realized that my abilities, because I knew that there was a missing piece at one point because my clients were cycling the same way. I knew that there was a missing piece and I went all around the world looking for it. And then finally asked the universe to tell me what it was. And it did. And it wasn't until 3 months later that I was like, oh, that's what you meant by saying the word vagus nerve. Okay. I had no idea what that even was when I heard it when I was going out to the garage after I asked for help from the universe. Yes. But bark up my trail. I'm assuming, I'm trying to guess what you mean. Intentional alignment instead of manifesting. Because when I think of manifesting, it's more like, oh, I'm just going to think these positive thoughts and manifest my destiny. Or I'm going to, but if you have that inner capacity that's limited and you have all these protections from years of stress and early life trauma, then it's going to be hard for you to even think past a certain point into your highest level of frequency. So, yes. Okay. That's what it was. Cool. Awesome. So anybody else with any questions before I get to the next section of the forecast? Maybe, maybe not. Question, do you like the live or do you like the pre-recorded? Because the live, like I'm not editing it, so it's a little bit more run on. It's me talking a little much, interacting. Do you like it? Do you like live or do you like pre-recorded? A lot of you have been watching this for at least 6 years. You like the live, Terry? That's good. Yeah, it's just kind of sitting and hanging out with me. I'm going to make other videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? Going to make other videos on YouTube. Sometimes they're 8 minutes and I'll get to the point. But like the but the monthly energy forecast, I kind of just want to like hang out with you guys. I just kind of want to sit, check in, have some connection, have some do some weird stuff. Cuz like seriously, like life doesn't have to be so serious. Now my job has been really serious for like my whole life. The job, talking to people about their problems, grief, like believe it or not, people tell psychics and mediums like more than they tell like anybody. Like they tell their spiritual advisor or their therapist, yeah, more than their therapist. They tell me things and you kind of have to sit there and be like, okay, like you can't really react. I mean, no matter what's told to you. So it's kind of interesting what I hear on a daily. So anyways, that's why I'm all about being fun, having fun, joking around, because like too many spiritual people are like, let's just be serious like all the time. I didn't go into this job like thinking I want to learn about it. Like, let me go and do this. No, it just I was born with it. Maybe you're born with it, Maybelline. Isn't that like a commercial? And the rest of my life is just pranks, you know, like having fun. Other than that, all my students though, especially in Ascendant Line, they know me as more serious, but like or maybe you guys know that I'm not real serious. I don't know. Some of you do, some of you don't. But we talk about serious stuff, but I like to have fun. You know what I mean? I'm really not in my like normal everyday life. I just like to laugh because I think it just like why so serious? Actually, I think people in the spiritual world that like think they're serious, it's kind of funny. Like the whole like like crystals and let's have birds in the sky. I don't know. I'm just not like that. I'm just not like that. Just down to earth, you know? All right, so let's get back. All right. Okay. We are going to talk about the eclipse season now. There we go. So a lot of you guys like the live. That's cool. So we have a total lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th. So this eclipse brings emotional clarity, necessary endings, and karmic revelations, especially around inner healing and intuitive awareness. Yes, that's what we're doing. And this right here. I didn't write this, okay? I do a lot of research on the different transformative eclipses and astrological events because, like I told you, I'm not an astrologer. But this is from People. This is from the magazine People. Inner healing and intuitive awareness. And then there's my channeled forecast. Do you see the overlay? Right? It's all about this right now. It's not about doing it on your own either. Powerful. We are more powerful in community. That's why I tell people don't go and buy standalone courses anymore. Come to community. We have a community. We have a membership. All my courses that I've done, all my foundational courses, they're in there. You can have them all. Come in there. We have a community. That's the more powerful part is the community, not just the courses. And then with Ascend and Align, we do go on a deeper dive over in there. But this is where we're supposed to be. Inner healing and intuitive awareness. This is the lunar eclipse in Pisces. So if you at any time thought, I want to take this journey and live a bigger life for myself. I want to increase my capacity, or I am at capacity and I'm making my, it doesn't mean you have to be down and out in Beverly Hills. Okay. Like you could be very, very successful at your job. If you listen to Next Level Soul, when I'm talking to Alex on that show, I was telling him, I'm like, you've hit capacity. He is one of the most successful spiritual podcasts that are out there. He's over like 1.5 million views. He's like, yeah, my body feels like I'm at capacity. He has bigger dreams and goals he wants to set for himself. It's all in the reading I give him on air. But you could be very successful and still hit capacity. So this is all about coming back home. This is all about building your heaven on earth here, right? So many people that I've connected with on the other side, they say how many regrets they have about not having fun on the earth plane, not having a good time, not feeling fulfilled, always feeling struggling and suffering, right? And they wish that they did it different. They wish they did what made them happy. So this eclipse is calling you to streamline. Okay, this is exactly what it's calling you to do. And then we have a partial solar eclipse in Virgo on September 21st. Now, Virgo's energy is all about precision and refinement. Remember, I talked about only stepping into things very intentionally this month, only doing things that are going to move the needle. This eclipse favors new beginnings tied to productivity, structure, and letting go of what no longer serves you, a direct echo of streamline action and no fluff. So I channeled the forecast and then I look in here, people.com. It's saying the same exact thing. Okay. The energies are same in the science astrologically as what I channeled in the forecast. So we have a couple planetary shifts and themes in September. Also Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Okay. Meaning it's going to bring some things around again until we're like, all right, poof, done. I'm finally done with this. Poof, out into the ether. So this also signals inner alignment and conditions for your spiritual and structural growth. We have Mars square Jupiter, 4th and 5th of September. And this is a ambition fueling energy. Thank God Mars just fuels us to think even bigger, triggering bursts of energy, sometimes impulsive, sometimes transformative. Let's hope it's transformative. It's a moment to lean into your theme of steady progress instead of pushing recklessly. So everything that I'm channeling is overlaid on some of these cosmic events. So we have Mercury in Virgo, September 2nd through the 18th. So Mercury enters its ruler Virgo, boosting clarity, analytical thinking, and precision in communication. This transit supports your call for clarity and focus alignment. Okay. So clarity and focus alignment is coming in, easing into Mercury's influence to avoid over detailing or perfectionism. Perfectionism has no place in September, people. No place. Just act on the next step. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the end goal. Don't think about the end point. Like, I'm not going to start this until I know there's a guarantee. There's no guarantees. You're going to meet all of your people that are going to guide you if you just follow the next lantern step. And if you're just getting here on the forecast, go to the beginning so you hear about that or watch the replay. We have Venus entering Virgo around September 19th. So again, streamlining your actions, but also your aesthetics and relationships. Simplicity, functionality, authenticity, all highlighted here. Mercury in Libra on September 18th. It softens that Virgo influence and with balanced perspective, collaborative thinking. And again, it supports the strategic refinement and knowing when to connect and when to simplify. So it's all saying the same things here. It's very powerful. The energy is powerful, steady, and deeply transformative. These two eclipses are coming with inner healing, inner transformation, streamlining, and productivity. If you put them together, you add a little circle of self-care, you are well on your way to doing what you're supposed to do. The best advice I have for you for September is don't think too far ahead. Do not question what people are telling you if you trust them. Do the next thing, get to the next stepping stone. And if you keep thinking ahead, you're going to miss what your intuition is telling you because the next steps are always very important. All right. Let me get back to the chat. The community. Yeah. So Amy's in our Ascend mentorship, our Ascend women's mentorship. And people actually stay there for you. They only have to stay 12 months. They actually stay there for years because the community is so powerful. I always say people stay for the community. They don't just stay for me. Community is so powerful in healing. We actually have all those little traumas, big and little t traumas in isolation, but we actually heal in community. You have to heal in a safe community though. So in our community, yes, definitely Amy. In our community, we have a lot of guidelines, and we're strict about those guidelines. What are they? You can't post negative stuff. Like you can't come in there and just like complain or post negativity or lower the vibration because everybody's in there for healing. Everybody's in there for positivity. And I'm not talking about just like being all like positive. People are talking about their struggles, right? But it's not like a low level, like, let me just complain about my life sort of way. People are actually saying, this is what I'm struggling with in my healing. This is what I'm looking to do. And this is where I need insight. But also we don't just let people, we have strict guidelines about like posting stuff that's going to trigger other people too. It's really for the good of the community, and people really appreciate that we keep the community clean. So if you're going to join a community or you're going to do something like that, you want to make sure it's a safe space and that people there are all in the same headspace and they're all thinking like they all consider the protection of that energy very important, because your community members will then protect the community also. So important. Jennifer, you like both of the lives. Amy, you like both the lives. Dor, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Dor, you like both of the lives as well. Awesome. Great. Are you guys still here? For some reason, I'm not able to bring some comments onto the channel. Oh, there. I love live. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we're almost to the end of our energy forecast for September. And if you are in my membership in the community, if you're a monthly or annual member, you're going to be getting a PDF guide in the next couple of days, which has all of this in it, all structured, not me going off on tangents. And also we're going to do every day of the month, what's coming every day of the month. So if you are in the membership, we do giveaways. We do, I do little bonuses. Sometimes I come on live. Sometimes I give away a session. It all depends on how I'm feeling. It's a lot of fun. So let me just go into just a few key date highlights that I'm feeling in September. But first of all, I just want to talk about this week. So the 1st through the 7th is really like, you can really take care of yourself and move the needle a lot this week from the 1st through the 7th. You can get a lot done and not feel like you're rushing to get it all done. take advantage of this beautiful energy before the 7th. From the 8th to the 12th, it's really a lot more intense. Okay, so a lot of things are coming at you, a lot more commitments, a lot of things that are putting a little bit more pressure on you the second week. So that's something that to really be aware of, is to take this opportunity for this week, because it's a beautiful energy, to really just get the things done that you need to get done and follow everything I'm saying in the forecast. And if you are in my membership, you will get the PDF guide. I still have to put that all together because I'm doing this live and not pre-recorded. Now I have to go in and put it all together after the fact. Normally I put it together before the fact. So you might have to wait a couple days for that, but you'll also have some of the key date highlights in the September guide. So just be aware of that. So I'd like to thank you. I know we went a little long today. I'd love to thank you for doing this live. I had a lot of requests to do it live. And if you look at the ones that are not live, they're very different. So it seems like a lot of you like live. So it's good to see you. And I will see those of you that are here in either Ascend mentorship or the community, or I'll see you on Facebook or Instagram. And I look forward to, I think I'm going to be putting out some more content this month on YouTube as well, because a lot of you liked my second intuition video. Thank you, Terry. It's all about the Krispy Kreme. You got to have the Krispy Kreme mug, and you have to have some tea. And you got to put on your favorite sweatshirt and your blue light glasses, and then you can go for an hour. Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. See you in the community. Michael, good to see you again. I'm so glad things are going well for you. Amy, I will see you in the community. Ella, you're here. I'll see you in the community. Jennifer, see you in the community. Oh, a lot of you are here. Bubble Princess. I don't know who Bubble Princess is, but I'm really happy you're here too. And awesome. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll see you soon.